of self-image. Yun po yung pinagmamalaki natin sa kanya. And you get the chance to talk to her as she emerged as a pivotal figure in this transformation of beauty that is very holistic. Her friend to be her sister and introducing to you. So from print, television, rated Corina. She's also a good friend of Corina. And now she will be your good friend. My dear friends from the digital media, please welcome the name, the brand, Dr. Rutin Peculera Salvosa of RPS Aesthetics.
So hi, good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon.
So hello, I'm Dr. Teen Peculera Salvosa. I'm the owner of RPS Aesthetics and I'm an ENT and a facial plastic surgeon. Siguro some of you may have known me as the Nose Fairy. So if you follow my social media accounts, I'm known as the Nose Fairy because I specialize in doing rhinoplasties. So I hope this afternoon will give us all a good insight about my clinic, about me, and the things I do in this business. So good afternoon.
Ayan, so we are also joined today from Galderma, representing Galderma, because Dr. Ruth is also an ambassador, Doc. You want to talk about Sculptra and the Restylane brand?
So there's a big brand known globally, which is Galderma. So other brands that they handle is Cetaphil, which is very, very common and known. So now they are venturing, actually matagal na, they are into dermatologic treatment and skincare. So one of the lucky ambassadors, doctor ambassadors in the Philippines is me. So I was able to explore their products. I tried and tested it. So sabi ko nga sa mga pasyente, hindi ko kayo bibigyan ng produkto na hindi ko nagamit at hindi ko na-test. Na hindi ko nagamit sa pamilya ko, di ba? Siyempre gagamitin mo sa mga kapamilya mo is something that you're very sure na magiging effective siya. So from Galderma, we have Sculptra, we have Restylane Kiss and Skin Booster. So honestly, these are the best sellers, non-surgical treatments in my clinic. So if you have questions regarding these products, I'm very, very happy to answer all of your questions.
Alright, so doon na tayo sa no holds barred.
Gusto ko Q&A agad.
Gusto niya yun. At hindi
Gusto ko yung
talaga yung job.
nagchichikahan lang
You can
tayo.
ask everything. Personal, in their aesthetic world, their profession, and everything. Kaya-kaya ni Doktora. Sino ang ating first question?
Si Rain daw po.
Okay, Rain. Sorry, Rain. Ayaw mo na dyan, Rain. Yung mic natin kasi diwar.
Kayo. Kay Dr. Ruth. I read kasi sa somewhere.
Rain check.
Yeah, Rain yung ako
Hi,
Rain
Rain.
check. Rain check lang. I read somewhere kasi na bago nyo ginagawa yung mga procedures, meron kayong parang assessment na ginagawa na if they are, emotionally or mentally ready for the procedure. Ano po ba yung, can you enlighten us? Ano yung assessment na ginagawa ninyo?
Okay, ideally kasi when a doctor sees a patient, like kayo, one way or another, nagkaroon na kayo ng consultation from a doctor before. So dapat yung una, you do physical examination, history taking, and then you give out your plan. So ito yung tamang process. But nowadays, because of the advent of social media, parang nawawala na yun. So parang gusto na lang nila doon tayo agad sa before and after without really asking the background, the medical condition, the history of the patient. So ako, I try to apply again the conventional ways of knowing your patient, knowing their history, because yun yung proper. So kailangan kilalanin mo muna yung patient, i-examine mo, hahawakan mo yung ilong, kailangan mo yung assess what's really needed, and then that's the time you give up your plan. So tingin ko, na-appreciate yun ng patient because social media sometimes it gives us the filtered look. Pero in reality, ang question is, achievable ba yung mga results na gusto makita ng patient or makatotohanan ba siya in short. So we really need to focus on knowing the patient, knowing what they want, and giving them the proper treatment plan for them. So I try to stick with the conventional, but syempre apply the modern ways of checking and knowing the patient.
Meron po ba kayong mga instances o yung mga patient na sabi nila na gusto nila ganito yung gusto nilang mangyari sa kanila, and then kayo ay parang hindi pwede ba? So in-explain niyo sa kanila na hindi pwede.
Yes. So marami na akong na-broken-hearted din na patient because in reality, dun tayo sa totoo lang, no? So for example, you show me this specific look, I will tell you if it's achievable or this is if this is achievable and if kaya ba siyang ma-achieve or does it fit your personality or your anatomy per se. So marami na akong mga na-turn down. Marami na din akong mga na educate. It's more of educating them na these are the things that we can achieve with your nose or your skin and with your what are your aims, and then binabangga ko lang dun sa realidad na resulta. Realistic expectations.
Last question for me, Doktora. Bakit po nose? I mean, di ba palaging pag sinabing may gusto kang baguhin sa'yo, sa sarili mo, yung nose yung parang palaging na pinapag-isipan na una. Ano po bang meron sa nose na bakit yun yung palaging nababago?
So, brief background about me. I took a bit of a course sa interior designing. So, doon, isa sa di ko makakalimutan na course namin is, part ng course namin is understanding ang focal point ng isang room. Like, when you go inside the room, you check ano yung pinaka-highlight. So, in the face, there's also a focal point, which is your nose. So, nose pa lang yung baguhin mo or ayusin mo, parang madali na yung iba. Or parang ang laki na agad ng igaganda. You agree? I can see nods of head. So, ibig sabihin, yun lang yung i-enhance mo, parang everything else medyo mas madali na. And para kasing hina-highlight niya the rest of the features of the face. So, sabi ng mga patient, Dok, nagpa-rhino lang ako, pero sabi ng mga tao, parang gumanda yung mata ko, gumanda yung cheeks ko, gumanda yung smile ko, kasi nga siya yung focal point, siya yung sentro ng face. So, a little enhancement or if you improve on your nose, malaki na yung difference. So, also, I became a rhinoplasty patient myself. So, I had my rhinoplasty done. So, di ba, ang ganda ng ilong ko? Yan. So, I can totally relate to my patients kasi nga I've been a patient myself. So, I can share to them my journey and glow up journey as well.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, Doreen.
Sandy Breeze.
Good afternoon, Doc. You built your own clinic. What was the journey like for you, and what role did your patients play in that decision?
So building my clinic is quite difficult because I started during the pandemic. My training was during the pandemic. So parang alam mo yun, magpapa-opera ba yung mga tao? Unahin ba nila yung kanilang pagpapaganda versus dun sa what's really needed or what's more of a necessity. So also I didn't have a business background kasi I was trained to be a doctor, more of the medical field, ganyan. So medyo mahirap for me when I was starting, but luckily here I am. Medyo na-surpass naman natin yung mga struggles na yun. So actually yung building my own clinic is actually parang my patient requested for it because before I just do parang partnering with other clinic. Pero sabi ng mga patient doc, parang why don't you build your own? Para meron ka ng sarili. And honestly, medyo takot ako nun. Kasi nga sabi ko, do I know how to handle the business? Kaya ko ba magpalakad ng mga tao? Or kaya ko bang aralin tong system na to? Kasi it's something that is not innate to me. Pero yan, I learn as I go along. So still learning as a business person and a doctor.
All right. My second question, Doc, is in your experience, how does improving one's appearance affect a person's confidence?
So it's a lot, no? So nowadays, if you look good, it's actually I call it a social advantage. No? So for example, I compared in a landscape. Diba? Kunwari, magpunta ka ng Switzerland. Maganda kasi. So pupuntahan mo siya. So same thing with your natural physique. So naturally, innate for us mga tao, you are attracted to something that is pretty or beautiful. So ganun din, when you enhance yourself and you beautify your look or enhance your look, naturally mas drawn kayo yung mga tao. So na-attract sila, na-influence mo sila. And most of the time, syempre ang goal natin is to influence in a good manner. Yung para maka-attract ka ng tao in a positive way. So after that positivity, na nakikita nila sa itsura mo, I think everything else will follow. Your success, your relationship, your aura, your influence over other things. So very, very important nowadays na you enhance yourself, especially it's a social advantage in the era of social media.
All right, one last. For someone considering na magpapaayos ng ilong, what's the most important thing that they should remember and how can they make sure they're doing it on the right reason?
It all boils down to getting to know yourself. Kailangan, klaro yung alam mo. Like, kunwari, Doc, gusto ko ng ilong ni Anne Hathaway. Or, Doc, gusto ko ng ilong ni Liza Soberano. So, I tell my patient, you tell me your peg. We call it as peg. No? So, sabihin mo sa akin yung gusto mo. And doon ko ibabangga with the realistic expectations. So, I need to manage their expectations. So, I need to know my patients first before I'm able to do or execute yung gusto nila for their noses or for their skin or body in general.
Follow up. Had you had a chance to say no to a client?
Yes, a lot. So parang related siya sa question ni Rain kanina. A lot because, you know, as doctors, we have this freedom to choose our patients as well. And if I tell my patients that if I see some kind of a red flag, kailangan then we know how, it's very important for us doctors, especially in the aesthetic medicine, is you learn what to say no to a patient. Hindi lahat tatanggapin mo. So kailangan, you know when to say no.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stanley. Sino ang next natin? Di ba